Abandoned by his biological mother for years, she suddenly tracks the guy down and demands he returns right this second.
He actually thought she felt guilty and wanted to make amends. Nope, she just wants to force him into an arranged marriage. And the fiancé? Some ruined woman the whole world has already tossed aside.
Such a garbage start to things, right? Let us see how he handles the setup for 1 million yuan a month.
Her voice is pure ice. She tells him he does not need to treat her like a real mother. Just act the part perfectly around outsiders.
Without hesitating, he drops straight to his knees and flips his tone. Mother? No, boss, just watch me. She just frowns back, sounding completely disgusted. She brought him back specifically for this arranged marriage, chaining him to a completely damaged good that everyone else already got bored of. He jumps right up, his face showing the perfect amount of fake tragic outrage. But deep down, he knows exactly what this is, a massive payday.
Time to squeeze out more cash. Then he meets the fiancée. Her eyes are red, voice full of guilt. She apologizes, crying that she is just not a good woman.
He gives her a mild look, his tone completely blunt. What a coincidence, he tells her. I do not care about you. I just want the money. On his very first day back at the Vung estate, his biological mother, Vung Tiongye, slams a bank card down right in front of him. His first instinct is to inspect the goods. He pulls out his phone, quickly punching in the card number and password. After checking the balance, he lightly taps his finger. Zero issues here. He tries to play it super cool, but the corners of his mouth just keep twitching upward.
Vung Tiongye frowns even harder, her voice dropping into a sharp warning. 1 million yuan a month.
Act perfectly out there and do not embarrass me. He quickly drops to his knees, his tone totally flattering but firm. Rest assured, boss, you just wait and see.
Vung Tiongye clearly did not expect him to be this ridiculously enthusiastic. She freezes for a second before telling him to get up and stop talking nonsense. Even if they are faking it, he still has to call her mother. Understood, mother. Whatever you say goes. He quickly stands back up, a sharp ache shooting right through his knees. That marble floor is seriously freezing, but the giant smile plastered on his face does not slip for even a second. 12 million yuan a year? Forget acting like a devoted son. If she told him to bark like a dog right there, he would bark louder than anyone else.
Vung Tiongye leaned back on the sofa, her voice cold as steel. Let me make the ugly truth clear, she says. Your younger brother, Vung Wu, is a good kid.
To the outside world, you two are biological brothers. But inside this house, he is my actual son.
He is the sole heir to the Vung family, so know your place and do not get greedy. The guy snaps to attention, almost giving a military salute out of pure reflex.
Rest easy, he tells her. As long as the cash flows, young Master Vung is basically my own flesh and blood. I know the drill, he says. I am basically young Master Wang's lackey. I promise to serve him perfectly. Right at this exact moment, watch who sneaks down from the second floor. It is his biological younger brother, Vung Wu. He sweeps his gaze up and down the guy, zero effort to hide his absolute disgust. He scoffs. So this is my long-lost brother. What on earth is he wearing? Total country bumpkin, he spits. The guy looks down at himself. A cheap street outfit really is not that embarrassing. At least he is fully covered. According to standard novel logic, this is the part where he should clap back, win back his dignity with some sharp words to get respected. But can he actually do that? That shiny bank card in his pocket is not even warm yet, and fighting with his own money is just plain stupid. He immediately flashes a flattering grin, pulling out the exact same intense sincerity he used to scam old ladies into buying health supplements at the public square. Young Master Vung has a great eye, he says. I grew up chasing pigs and chickens in the countryside, so of course I am just a country bumpkin. What brotherly bond? That is just a fake title for the public. From now on, you are the real big brother around here. I am totally relying on you to show me the good life. Young Master Wang, I am fresh off the boat, so please take good care of me. He bows with perfect form. Vung Wu just stands there completely frozen, his mouth hanging open for ages without finding a single word. Clearly, he never expected a guy to have zero backbone. The guy is just about to push his luck and swear total loyalty when Vung Tiongye suddenly speaks up. All right, she says. Glad we made everything perfectly clear. Let us eat.
Truly fitting for a rich family, this lunch is just absurdly lavish, with rare delicacies covering the entire table.
He grabs his bowl and shovels food like a starving beast. Right as he is eating furiously, a middle-aged man walks in, his biological father, Lang Tiaohua.
So this is the wild little brat back from the countryside.
He carelessly tosses his coat aside and sits, his eyebrows instantly bunching up in pure disgust at the messy eating habits. Absolutely no proper manners. The guy ignores him completely. Anyone who has slaved away for corporate cash knows the deal.
Let us be real. Half of any paycheck is basically just compensation for dealing with pure humiliation anyway. So swallowing this tiny bit of anger is totally fine. Lang Tiahua downs some wine, glaring as the guy just keeps quietly shoveling food.
He glares and barks out, eating like a starved ghost reincarnated. Since you are back in the Vuong family, you better follow our rules.
Stop embarrassing the Vuong family in public.
The guy just quietly gnaws on the lobster, secretly rolling his eyes before stuffing more food into his mouth.
Seeing no response, the older man assumes he is scared and pushes harder, swirling his wine glass while throwing out more sarcastic jabs. But then again, he mutters,
This kid actually got pretty lucky, returning after being lost for so long, just in time to replace Vuong Vu in that awful ruined marriage.
The Ko family is incredibly unlucky. Weak heirs, getting worse with every single generation. It's truly a living nightmare to fall into.
if our Vuong family wasn't considering the business ties between us, absolutely nobody would even bat an eye at them.
The trash finally found each other. A country bumpkin and absolute garbage. They say every pot has its lid, and they make a perfect pair. I keep chewing my abalone, quickly wondering where this old man managed to dig up such a huge prejudice against me.
My birth mother disciplined me just to set the rules, fearing I would try to eye the Vuong family fortune.
My hostile younger brother fears I will threaten his current status. Honestly, all of that makes perfect sense to me.
But what about Lang Tiahua? We barely share a single drop of blood connection, so why is he targeting me this badly?
Oh, right. He is just a live-in son-in-law here. My family is all named Vuong, while he's the only Lung. He probably has absolutely zero voice in this house.
Now pay close attention here. Thinking about it, he's clearly trying to find his lost dignity in the thrill of dominating a family by stepping right on me.
That $1 million a month salary of mine easily covers dealing with my birth mother and younger brother's awful tempers.
But does it actually cover dealing with her husband's absolutely rotten attitude? I slowly glance up at Vuong Tianyi. She remains totally expressionless, but her eyes suddenly flash with a cold, sharp gleam.
I immediately catch on to that. It's her clear, silent permission.
I shoot straight up in a flash, give Lang Tiahua an absolutely blinding smile, grab a tall glass from the table, and smash it incredibly hard right onto the dinner plate in front of him.
Sauce mixed with red wine splashes all over him. He freezes, points a finger at me. His whole body shakes uncontrollably in pure shock.
He roars out, "I'm crazy! I'm rebelling!" I might be a little bit shorter than him, but my tone stays completely fierce and unyielding.
Are you totally drunk, father? Just speaking pure nonsense. Even though I just got back, I clearly know the exact background of the Ko family.
They have been the Vuong family's incredibly close partners for years. What if you stand here insulting and making up lies about the Ko family and it completely ruins our relationship?
If the Ko family pulls their funding, you're destroying the Vuong family's very foundation.
Lang Tiahua gets crushed by this massive accusation to the point he can barely breathe, face red as a pig's liver. He weakly bluffs. What's wrong with just talking at home?
What's wrong with it? Walls have ears. I keep a serious expression, my tone showing zero polite restraint. You might be my father, but you're also the Vuong family's son-in-law. To put it bluntly, I'm just a country dog that the Vuong family brought back home.
And you are nothing but a bootlicking dog raised by them. Anyway, we both eat the Vuong family's food.
You can't eat the Vuong family's food and then smash their cooking pot, right? Who exactly gave you that kind of nerve? This statement completely stabs right into Lang Tiahua's weak spot.
Shaking with pure rage, he stands there for ages, can't even form a sentence. Enough. Vuong Tiongye's voice chimes in at the perfect time.
Well, looks like everyone's done eating. Just leave it, Lang Tiahua. Vuong Shen, follow me right into the study.
Inside the study, Vung Tielnye looks down at me from above, her tone carrying a clear hint of approval. You're very smart, and you know your limits. Thank you for the praise, Mother. I stand there obediently, my hands clasped together over my stomach, looking extremely docile and perfectly willing to listen. Do you know why I brought you back? I'm guessing it definitely isn't because of some deep, passionate, loving mother-son blood bond, right?
My voice remains completely calm. Zero expectations. Vung Tielnye just laughs, her smile full of heavy mockery.
The Voon family and the Go family want a marriage alliance. That Go girl is just a ruined, broken toy that someone already got completely bored of playing with.
She might have a little bit of skill, but trash is still trash. She can't step through the Vuong family's doors, and she definitely doesn't deserve someone like Vuong Vu.
Are you connecting the dots yet? So you'll handle this marriage, becoming the Ko family's live-in husband. I instantly understand everything. Sure enough, free cake doesn't just magically fall from the sky in this world. That 1 million monthly salary, not going to be that easy to swallow.
The Voong family wants to maintain their partnership with the Go family while completely despising their daughter.
And they also don't want a strong daughter-in-law becoming a huge eyesore, so they decisively send their newly found son, me, as the perfect scapegoat. I look up, my tone completely firm and decisive.
This is a huge deal, so I need more money. Wang Tielnye pauses for a moment, then bursts out laughing. This time, her smile has noticeably less mockery.
It holds a bit more acknowledgement. Deal. She slides a new bank card over, speaking very decisively. There's 30 million inside this. Consider it your deposit. After this, you will get an extra 500,000 every month for mental distress, as long as you can manage to stall the Go family.
And successfully protect the Vuong family's business partnership, I will personally decide to give you 20% of the entire Vuong family fortune.
I take the card with both hands and quickly shove it right into my pocket, my tone sounding flattering but extremely firm. Got it, Mother. You can rest easy. No matter what kind of damaged goods this Ko girl turns out to be, I will definitely polish her until she shines. I absolutely won't ever let you down. You have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow. Prepare well, and definitely don't ruin my plans. Understood completely. I guarantee I will accomplish this mission. Go Tanglum, the eldest daughter of the Go family, my newly arranged marriage partner. The first time I meet her is at a highly secure private club, where the wildly blasting music makes my eardrums physically ache with every beat.
This rumored eldest daughter is just sitting right in the middle of a crowd of complete weirdos. They're all cosplayers wearing totally bizarre makeup, fake tails, and wildly exaggerated wings.
Ko Tang-lim herself is wearing this super baggy men's protective suit. Her hair is dyed this wild mix of blue, red, and white. It is absolutely blinding to look at.
Her whole vibe just screams pure rebellion and total individuality. She's sprawled on the sofa, looking incredibly lazy, holding a cigarette in one hand and a glass of wine in the other. She shoots me this totally dismissive glare, mocking me. Oh, so you're the country dog the Voong family dragged back here.
I heard you raise pigs out in the country. Is the Vuong family so completely out of people that they brought a pig farmer over?
Planning to treat me like a pig to fatten up. The moment she stops talking, the whole crowd of rich kids in the room bursts into laughter, eyes full of utter disgust.
I calmly shrug it off, pour myself a glass of wine, and just casually take a seat right across from her, speaking smoothly. Miss Ko, you're exaggerating quite a bit. Raising pigs is no joke. Feeding, preventing diseases, staying up late, waking up early, it requires serious stamina and technique. Serving you is way simpler. As long as the money's right, we're good. And I'm sure you know, country dogs are the most obedient, always knowing exactly where the line is. Go Tanlam is clearly cut off guard. She definitely didn't expect me to be so straightforward. That pure disdain in her eyes fades just a bit, immediately replaced by real interest. She sits up straight, about to say something, when the private room door violently swings open. A guy and a girl barge right in. Tang Lim, the woman speaks up first, her tone sounding completely desperate and packed with fake worry. The tension spikes. The guy following closely behind lets out a snarky laugh. His eyes sweep over me with pure contempt. Do you really want to marry a country dog? That's lowering your standards way too much. Go Tanglam's face instantly darkens, the pressure around her dropping to a terrifying level. I chuckle inwardly.
hit the jackpot right here. Now you're probably wondering who they are, right? I dug through every file on Ko Tang Lim during my prep, so I know these fools perfectly. The girl is her absolute best friend who grew up right alongside her. The guy is her very first love and childhood buddy, basically the untouchable shining star hidden deep in her trusting heart.
Just a month ago, these two snakes hooked up behind her back, and Ko Tang Lim caught them absolutely red-handed in the act.
It's the most cliché script ever, brutally stabbed in the back by her lover and best friend. And that is exactly why she finally gave in, agreeing to the arranged marriage between the powerful Vuong and Go families.
Hearing about the upcoming marriage, these two instantly realized their personal cash cow was running away, so they came crawling right back to beg for forgiveness.
Before Ko Tang Lim can even open her mouth to speak, their absolute fury gets dumped right onto my head. So it's this exact country bumpkin? Isn't he just doing all this for the money?
Here is 5 million yuan. Now get lost.
5 million yuan? Just who the hell are they looking down on?
If they offered 500 million, I might actually be a little tempted. But this tiny chunk of change truly isn't even worth the effort for me to think about.
I take a confident step forward, firmly shielding Ko Tang Lim behind me. You two really should watch your tone and try to keep whatever little dignity you have left.
I, Vương Thần, am currently Miss Go's fiancé. I'm the official marriage partner, fully recognized by both the Vương and Go families.
Barging in here and throwing cash to chase me out. Are you disrespecting the Ko family, insulting the Voon family, or just straight up humiliating me?
My intense opening barrage leaves the two of them completely stunned, just mumbling some total nonsense about professional standards under their breath.
I clear my throat and continue. Taking care of and protecting Miss Ko is my future job, since she's currently my lovely fiancé.
I pause, swallowing down the word sugar mommy that almost slipped out, taking a sip to chill. You guys barge in screaming, making a massive scene, crying and throwing your cash around.
You are completely ruining my work environment right now. Are you two questioning the Vuong and Ko families, or just directly insulting Miss Ko? The ex-boyfriend turns completely pale from absolute anger. How could a country dog like you ever be worthy of Tang Lim?
Tang Lim and I grew up together for years. Our bond is incredibly deep.
Incredibly deep? I literally burst out laughing at that. Deep enough that you ended up rolling in bed with her very best friend. Honestly, I am super curious how you two even have the nerve to show up here.
Get this, I glance back at Ko Tang Lim, and she's just eagerly watching the drama, without a single hint of wanting to step in.
So I just turned back around, firing on all cylinders. I don't care about your messy scandals, and whatever history you had with Miss Ko, I really don't even want to know. But if you're trying to sneak back in now, keep dreaming. This territory already has an owner. She belongs to me, so absolutely nobody else gets to touch her. This incredibly powerful declaration of ownership instantly manages to lock down the two of them. But after just a few seconds of silence, they switch to a pitiful act, trying to dodge me and cling to Ko Tang Lim. That's enough. Ko Tang Lim finally speaks up, her voice ice cold. Are you done making a scene? If you're done, then get out. They both stare at her in absolute disbelief. Tang Lim, what did you just say? You are telling us to get out over this country dog? Ko Tang Lim loudly cuts them off. Security, throw them out of here. After those two pathetic losers get forcefully dragged away, Ko Tang Lim sweeps her sharp gaze across the entire private room. I am exhausted. Everyone clear out. Vuong Tan, you stay here for a bit. Before long, it is just the two of us left inside the room.
Ko Tang Lim gives me this faint, mysterious little smile. You had a pretty fast mouth just now. What kind of reward do you want?
Oh yeah, this is absolutely my favorite part. I immediately pull out my phone, open my payment QR code, and hold it right out. Miss Ko, defending against that toxic ex-boyfriend and your two-faced best friend just now completely falls under high-risk professional duty. I definitely need a little extra hazard pay for that, right? With your status, you surely will not throw a fit over this tiny bit of sincerity, right? Ko Tang Lim just raises an eyebrow. Are you really that cowardly? Do you only care about cash? I raise my brow right back. What is wrong with liking money? Compared to those guys preaching true love while scheming behind your back, a guy who just wants cash is honestly the cleanest option. Ko Tang Lim freezes for half a second, then slaps the sofa and bursts out laughing. Vương Thần, you are absolutely bizarre, she says. Come on, I am taking you out.
That afternoon, I end up getting zero hazard pay. Instead, Ko Tang Lim drags me through several high-end shopping malls, completely decking me out from head to toe in brand new designer outfits. She even equips me with a few incredibly expensive watches. She even buys a supercar right on the spot. I am just a country boy, so I cannot estimate the real value of these luxury goods, but one glance tells me it costs an absolute fortune. By evening, I am wearing the designer clothes she bought, driving the supercar she gave me, waiting at a pre-booked Western restaurant. The food is completely flashy, ridiculously expensive, and honestly not even enough to fill a single tooth. I am struggling, fighting a life-or-death battle against a medium-rare steak with my knife and fork when Gotan Lim's phone rings. She takes one glance and decisively hangs up, but the phone instantly starts ringing again. Frowning, she straight up switches it to silent mode. No need to guess. It is definitely those two from this morning. You should answer that, I say casually. Ko Tang Lim looks up and glares at me. What is wrong? Are you not jealous? Why would I be jealous? I burst out laughing, raising one finger and waving it around. No. Miss Ko, I am here to work, not to fall in love. Being your husband is strictly my job title. It is absolutely not my actual identity. As long as my salary is on time, benefits are full, and there is some extra bonus money. Do not just mention one ex-boyfriend. Even if you had 3 or 4 more guys, I would still happily serve you all. Regarding this matter, you can completely trust my top-tier professional work ethic.
Cô Thanh Lâm look at me với một hoàn toàn phân âm lý expression. Vương thần, Zoe really love money that much?
I pause my struggle with the steak, wearing an incredibly serious expression.
Of course, Miss Go. We are purely a financial transaction. You are the boss, I am just your workhorse, so we are only suited to discuss cold, hard cash.
This marriage helps you answer to the Gol family, pacifies the Vlung family, and even slaps the faces of those 2 jerks. You spend money to buy peace of mind, and I take the money to do my job.
As for me, I do not want your body. I do not want your heart, and I definitely do not want the Ko family business. I only want money. Now, that is what you call professional. Ko Tang Lim stares at me for a long time, then grabs her phone and calls her close assistant. Erase all contact info for those 2 immediately, she orders, and never let them appear in front of me again. Saying that, she raises her wine glass, a very meaningful smile hanging on her lips. I suddenly feel like this marriage just got quite a bit more interesting. I lightly clink my glass against hers and down it in one go, happy cooperating. The big contract is sealed.
This glass of wine honestly hits different, tastes purely like the superpower of wealth. You have to love his pure hustle here. Back home that night, I spread all my designer gear across the hall, hurriedly grabbing my phone to check prices.
While I am calculating the total value and figuring out the best way to liquidate everything, my fake younger brother, Vung Vu, walks right into the hall. He stares blankly at the pile of watches, clothes, and car keys, his eyes completely lighting up. I instantly step closer. Are you interested, young Master Vung? I just got this stuff this afternoon, 99% new. Total value is over 8 million yuan. I will give you a friendly discount. Just hand over 6 million and all of this is yours. How about it?
That is right. I genuinely want to sell it all to him. No matter how nice luxury goods are, for a country dog like me, they are nothing more than a gold chain or a diamond collar. Absolutely useless. I would much rather trade them in for cold hard cash.
Rule number 1 of rich family survival. It is only truly yours when it is safely digested in your stomach. Feng Vu gives me a sharp side-eye, snorts heavily, and just walks straight away. I feel a little bit of regret, but having no other choice, I decide to slowly sell them online. A few days later, Go Tong Lim takes me to a banquet. The scale is ridiculously high-end. A private team surrounds me, 2 people handling my styling, one sorting my outfit, and another specifically teaching me proper etiquette and posture. After getting completely sorted out, I actually look like a proper human, carrying a bit of that hypocritical gentleman vibe. Meanwhile, Ko Tang Lim is wearing a gorgeous evening gown. I have to admit, when this girl dresses up properly, she is quite stunning. She links her arm through mine, leaning close to my ear to whisper, "How are those things I bought you doing?" My heart suddenly skips a beat, my face showing pure awkwardness. Yeah, they are great, totally worth the money. The very next second, a bone-deep pain shoots right from the flesh of my lower back. Ko Thang Lem is violently pinching me, her gaze incredibly sharp and cold.
You got serious nerve, brat. Selling my gifts. I will castrate you. She is definitely not messing around here. I bare my teeth in pure pain, but can only admit my mistake.
Luckily, Ko Thang Lim does not pursue the matter any further. We step right into the banquet hall together. Are you nervous?
She tilts her head and asks, "Nervous?" I almost burst out laughing right then. Back in the day, just to set up a stall for pocket change, I played daily guerrilla warfare with the urban managers at the train station night market.
Aside from having massive guts and a careful mind, you needed thick skin.
So what does a scene like this even count for? It's just a bunch of people putting on fake airs. Why the hell would I be nervous?
Ko Thang Lam laughs, her pretty frame shaking slightly. "Vuong Thang," she says, "that careless attitude of yours is honestly right up my alley." But I barely get to enjoy that for 2 seconds before I spot my biological father, Lang Tio Hua, and my younger brother, Vuong Vu, walking in.
Better keep my distance. I really do not need to drag extra drama over and double my workload tonight.
I am about to pull Ko Tan Lam away, but get this. I catch Lang Tio Hua and Vuong Vu crowding around some middle-aged guy, whispering back and forth.
That guy actually looks pretty familiar. Mr. Lai, the co-family files, flagged him as the absolute core investor for a massive upcoming commercial project.
And the catch is, Ko Tan Lam has been pushing hard to partner with this exact same Mr. Lee. We quietly step a bit closer and catch Lang Tio Hua talking.
Mr. Lee, he says, you really need to think this through. You know what they say, young and inexperienced means sloppy work.
That little Ko family girl is a total mess from the inside out. She absolutely does not have what it takes to handle anything big.
How could you ever hand this project over to her? Right then, I can clearly see a look of real hesitation creeping onto Mr. Lai's face.
My biological father, Lang Tio Hua, pushes his luck, leaning right into Mr. Lee's space. "Look," he says, "if we partner up, I will broker the deal, and my boy Vu Vu can run the rollout."
With the Lang family backing you up here, what is there to worry about?
Hearing that absolute garbage, Ko Tan Lam's face instantly drops, and she tries to step forward. I grab her tight. "Hold on," I tell her. "You do not need to intervene."
I just give her a shrug, acting like, did you forget I am the one doing the heavy lifting? Then I stride right over and shout, Dad, what are you doing here?
That sudden yell instantly grabs the attention of half the room.
Lang Tio realizes it is me, and his face goes completely pitch black. "What are you yelling about?" he snaps, totally out of line. I just step right between him and Mr. Lee, flashing a totally fake smile.
Then I keep going. "Dad, I thought you only cared about drinking tea and singing?"
Since when do you actually meddle in company business? Mom has told you way more than once to stay out of the corporate stuff. Stay completely out of it. Just back off.
You cannot even calculate the maid salaries at home correctly. So what on earth do you know about running projects?
Why are you acting like some big boss? A bunch of soft snickers start rippling through the crowd.
Lang Tio Hua is shaking so hard with rage he can barely speak, calling me a brat and demanding I shut up. I just shove a wine glass into his hand, dripping with heavy sarcasm.
Have a drink and calm down, I tell him. If something happens to you, Mom is the one getting stuck with your hospital bills again.
Then I pivot right back to Mr. Lai, and my face instantly shifts into this deeply sincere look.
Mr. Lee, sorry you had to see that. I will not lie to you. The men in our Vuong family are definitely a bit useless, but Miss Ko here is different.
The whole industry knows exactly what she is capable of. She has the Ko family backing her, plus she has the full support of my own mother.
Madam Vuong Tio Ngay, you are a true veteran in this business world, and the market is a battlefield. At the end of the day, it all comes down to cold hard cash and real capital.
Lang Tio Hua is literally quivering, screaming out loud for me to shut up.
"Vuong Tan, you traitor. Are you trying to rebel?" But Mr. Lee is a crafty old fox. He glances between us, cracks a really amused smile, and just walks straight over to Ko Tan Lam.
Mr. Vuong actually makes perfect sense.
Miss Ko, let us finalize those contract details soon and get everything officially signed.
I casually stroll right back over to Ko Tan Lam. I completely ignore Lang Tio Hua cursing up a storm, and I do not even care about the venomous glare my little brother Vuong Vu is shooting me.
Ko Tang Lam checks me out from head to toe, then actually reaches out and grabs my hand. Come on, she says. I am taking you somewhere. The party is not even over, but we bail immediately. Down by the river, the wind is howling. Ko Tang Lam is in this off-the-shoulder evening gown, and she starts shivering slightly.
I slip off my jacket and drape it over her. Why did you help me back there?
She just stares out at the water, not even turning around, her voice super quiet. I blink at her, thinking it is a pretty weird question. I am just doing my paid job.
You are the boss, so protecting your interests is literally my duty. If your business tanks, who else am I supposed to leech off of later on?
Growing up, no one ever really protected me like that, she says, especially not in business. Ko Tang Lam's voice drops even lower now.
My parents passed away early, and my grandfather pushed me incredibly hard. If I was not absolutely perfect, I would just be used as a political marriage tool. All these years, I have had to fight like a man, scrapping in the corporate world just to build a name. I never cared what outsiders said about me.
But honestly, growing up, there were only ever two people I could actually share my true feelings with.
And I never expected them to stab me in the back. I already know exactly who she means. That total scumbag of an ex-boyfriend and her two-faced best friend, Lutra.
You see that? The tragic secret of the rich is pretty simple. They have absolutely everything, except real love.
I just pout, step right up, and flick her on the forehead. Ko Tang Lam, is your brain broken? She snaps her head up, staring at me in total shock.
There is no such thing as eternal love or forever feelings in this world. The only thing that is actually real is practical, hard benefit.
I keep my voice totally blunt. If someone treats me right, I treat them right. If they give me attitude, I tell them to get lost.
You are the eldest daughter of the Ko family, sitting on endless money and resources, yet you are out here soaking. Look at me. I scrapped in the countryside for years, barely making it.
I found my real parents only to be forced into a fake marriage the second I got back. Did I complain at all?
Because I know perfectly well that you only get to live with dignity if you have money. I pat her shoulder, so stop whining about it. Everything you have right now is your foundation, and plenty of people are lining up to love you. Just look at me, am I not?
Standing right here? Ko Tang Lam just stares at me, and after a long moment, she suddenly laughs. Vung Tun, you really are crazy about money. I shrug and admit it, nothing to be ashamed of there. Making money has always been my ultimate goal anyway.
Once Ko Tang Lam finally calms down, I go grab the car so we can head out. I pull up to the curb from the driver's side, but instead of getting in normally, she walks all the way around, pulls my door wide open, and leans right inside. Just like that. In that tight space, her gorgeous face gets so incredibly close to mine that we can literally feel each other breathing. Now watch this. Her delicate hands cup my face as she speaks with complete seriousness. I will always be very rich, Vong Tan. I promise you. And I want you working for me forever. After saying that, she gently presses her soft pink lips against my forehead, then climbs right over the center console into the passenger seat and glares at me. Drive, you dog. I clutch the steering wheel in stunned silence, processing for a few seconds before glancing over at her. Boss, we aren't even married yet, and standard procedure definitely doesn't include selling my body. So that little kiss you just tricked me into is going to cost you extra. She scoffs. You money freak.
Ko Tang Lam rolls her eyes, muttering a quick insult. I just pout. As long as my bank balance goes up, I am happy.
1 month later, my wedding with Ko Tang Lam goes ahead exactly as planned. So incredibly simple that it almost feels like we are just briefly walking across a stage.
After all, a rich heiress with a terrible reputation and a live-in husband straight from the countryside is not exactly something anyone truly cares about. The only guests are close family and friends from the Vung and Ko sides. Neither of us minds it at all. The only thing worth mentioning is that on our wedding night, we sleep in entirely separate rooms. I am just here to do a job, not to be an actual husband. I know my place perfectly well. Following the wedding, I slowly adapt to this high society lifestyle. I really thought the days would pass peacefully, but unexpectedly, some major drama hits the Vung family. My biological father, Lang Tiohua, and my real brother, Vung Vu, actually team up. They take a massive chunk of the Vung family's liquid funds and dump it all into some brand new tech startup project. As a result, the project runners take the cash and vanish, right when the Vung group faces a massive wave of project settlements, instantly snapping their capital chain. That very evening,
All three members of the Vung family gather together in the living room of the Ko family mansion.
Lăng Tiêu Hoa looks completely exhausted. Vương Vũ shrinks back without daring to make a sound, and even my birth mother, Vương Tiểu Nghị, looks awful. Ignoring me entirely, Lăng Tiêu Hoa looks at Cố Thanh Lâm with heavy flattery.
Thanh Lâm, I misjudged things this time and took a hard fall. Your Go family has plenty of spare cash, so could you possibly pump a few billion into the Vung family?
Ko Teng Lem shoots me a quick glance and says quite casually, for a matter this massive.
I listen to Vung Thun, since he is my husband after all. Now here is where things get tense. All three pairs of eyes instantly lock right onto me. Out of pure professional respect, I have to catch this ball. We are not investing this money.
Lăng Tiêu Hoa freezes, asking back in total disbelief. What? What did you just say? I told you we are not investing. I pick up my teacup, taking a very elegant little sip.
Aside from my mother, everyone else in this Vyong family, especially you and Vyong Vu, is just an endless, bottomless pit.
Tang Lum's money is our shared marital property, and taking my own money to fill up your massive holes is something I absolutely refuse to accept.
Lăng Tiêu Hoa goes absolutely insane with anger, cursing me out as an ungrateful brat. Without the Vương family, you would still be raising pigs in the countryside, so do not give me that useless garbage.
I shoot back coldly. Why exactly did you people seek me out?
You already know the truth. You paid me to do a job, and now you want Tan Lim to throw her cash away to fix your mess? Keep dreaming.
At this point, Vuong Tiêu Nghe, who had been completely silent, finally sighs. Vuong Thun, is it really impossible? I look at the woman who gave birth to me, feeling absolutely zero emotion in my heart.
Mom, when you first brought me back, number 1 was for me to play the role of the filial son. Number 2 was to marry into the Cole family. And number 3 was to stabilize the connection between our two families.
I have successfully done all of that, but asking the Goal family to drop a massive fortune to save the Vung family is a job I will not take. Lang Tio-hua completely loses it, suddenly jumping up to attack.
Go Tan-lam is incredibly quick, just waving one hand, and several Go family bodyguards immediately step right up.
Shielding the two of us behind them. Guards, see our guests out. That night, all three Vung family members get ruthlessly tossed right out the door.
Even after the Vung family leaves, the whole situation is far from over. Just a few days later, an absolute storm hits us hard.
Headlines claim the cold-blooded rich heir angered his father to the breaking point. The Ko family's live-in son-in-law is already biting the hand that feeds him before even settling in.
They even exposed the messy romantic history of the Ko family's eldest daughter. Similar articles flood the internet everywhere, and public opinion instantly explodes into chaos.
You do not even need to think to know the Vuong family orchestrated this, even dragging in Go Than Lem's ex-boyfriend and two-faced best friend just to stir up maximum drama.
The entire internet is cursing me out as a backstabber, a complete leech, screaming that I absolutely do not deserve to even exist. The Ko group takes a pretty massive hit, their stock prices plummeting non-stop, while Ko Tan Lum's phone blows up with endless calls. Right in the middle of this massive storm, I step into the Ko Corporation headquarters and walk into Ko Tung Lem's office for the very first time. She looks completely exhausted, but the second she sees me, she manages to force a gentle smile onto her face. "Don't worry," she tells me. "With me here, this little storm means nothing." Hearing that actually makes my heart feel surprisingly warm inside.
I just nod and hand her a phone. The very next day, multiple audio clips suddenly leak online. We hear a voice offering 1 million yuan every single month.
"You do not need to treat me like a real mother," the voice says. "Just act the part in public. We brought you back just for an arranged marriage."
And the marriage partner? Some totally ruined goods that someone else already got tired of. A country bumpkin matched with pure trash, the voice mocks. An absolutely perfect pair.
Public opinion completely catches fire once again, and the arguments grow even fiercer. Except this time, the angry insults are not just going in one single direction anymore. Some people keep calling me an ungrateful traitor, while others actually start thinking I look pretty pitiful in all this.
A few folks question if the whole thing is even real, and others are purely just grabbing popcorn to enjoy the wild drama unfolding. With the battlefield of public opinion suddenly divided, the Guo family public relations team finally gets some solid leverage. They start aggressively pushing back and muddying the waters, slowly waiting for this crazy storm to pass.
These recordings are completely real, by the way. I secretly captured them on my very first day returning to the Vung family house. Remember when I sat there checking my bank balance? Tapping my phone a few times was actually me secretly turning on the recorder.
At first, I just feared the Vung family would burn the bridge after crossing. I figured these recordings could at least salvage a little bit of advantage.
But honestly, finding a silver lining in all this bad luck was amazing. It literally ended up saving our lives. 3 months pass. The massive outrage slowly fades away, and the Coal Corporation stock prices quietly climb right back to normal. As for the Vuong family, they went bankrupt and had to liquidate absolutely everything.
Vương Tiểu Nghĩa really is something else. She actually auctioned off the entire family estate just to scrape together some cold hard cash.
She took Long Tio Hua and Vung Vu overseas to settle down. Later that night, I stare at a huge dining table packed with rich food and a massive cake, looking completely and utterly confused.
Ko Thang Lim is wearing this breezy little slip dress, just swirling a glass of wine and smiling right at me.
Today is your birthday, she says. No big fancy parties. Let us just eat and drink right here at home. I just shrug, acting totally casual.
It has been so many years since I actually celebrated my birthday. I will just treat this dinner as a really nice employee bonus. Maybe the buzz set the mood, or maybe the liquor just gave a coward some liquid courage. After drinking a while, we somehow tumbled into bed without even realizing it. A seriously passionate, unforgettable night together. Early the next morning, I notice a bright pink mark on the bedsheets. Totally stunned, I lift my head to look at Ko Thang Lim. She avoids my gaze, her face still carrying a faint trace of shyness. Through some silent understanding, neither of us says a single word. But life still has to go on. My endless hustle as a country stray who wandered into a wealthy elite family, well, that journey is honestly only just getting started.
Yeah.